Hey everybody, Autobot John here, and I know it's been a long time, but I've been busy working with commissions, paint jobs, custom projects I've been working on, and just work in general with my job. So I haven't really had time to post videos, pictures, yes, but I haven't done any videos. So I figured I would go ahead and post a video of one of my current finished projects I worked on this year that I never really got to show. This is my 1/6 scale diorama slash, I guess, scene from one of my favorite films of all time, Jaws. Now, I know it's not 100% accurate, but it's as close as I could get. So this is a bust I found on eBay. I can't remember the guy's name that made it, but it's beautiful. Um, Came unpainted. I had to sand it, get some of the print lines off of it, and then I painted it up and added all the details in it. Um, it's as big as I could find for a 1/6 scale. Um, I think it looks really good. I mean, now there are bigger versions out there of Bruce the Shark that you can buy from like Shark City, Ozark, but it's like 500 or more, and I just couldn't afford that. Plus, I think the detail is really good. I always tell people all the time that it's not really the sculpt or the bust, it's the paint job that makes it. You could have the best sculpt in the world, but if the paint job is crap, it's going to throw everything off. So just keep that in mind. And I tried to go as movie accurate with him as I can, so you can see that he has flesh hanging off his gums and teeth, and you can see it hanging off his teeth. And how I did that was I had an old rubber body, 1/6 body, that I removed the arms from to make my Terminator. And the arms, I just ripped some of the rubber off, flattened it out a little bit, and painted it, and then glued it to the teeth and the gums. And it makes it look like Quint's flesh when the shark had eaten him. You can see all the details in the mouth, the tongue, the inner tonsils, the blood stains from where he had been eating, the tank that Brody shoves into his mouth, and it just sits in there. I was going to glue it, but I kind of like that you can just remove it. The teeth have all been painted in, and they're very sharp. You have to be careful. I've cut myself quite a few times when I was painting it. The blood detail just running down the mouth. Then, of course, the color of the shark, the gray and the whites, because a lot of people think that the shark was just gray. He's not. He had a lot of mixture of different colors in him. And it wasn't pure white. It was like a darker white for the underbelly. And then, of course, you can see that he has little cuts and scrapes and little holes right there, and that's where Brody was sticking him with the staff or pole with the little stick on it. This is made of a dowel rod that I repainted and added some rope to the end of it. And then this is a needle for sewing, and I just shaved off the end of it and drilled a hole in the dowel and glued it inside, and then bloodied it up, and it makes poker. It looks really good for the shark. And then, of course, the eyes. I tried to capture the black eyes. These almost got like doll eyes. You can see the glare on them. So, yeah, I think the shark came out really good. In fact, I think the whole thing came out good. One thing I'm very proud of is the water. I've never done water before, so this was my first attempt at trying to do any kind of water. And I found a lot of videos on YouTube of people that had done this, and it works. So what this is what was it? I'm sorry, it's been so long, I'm trying to remember. It was toilet tissue, just, all around, then wood glue that hardened it, then Mod Podge on top of it, and just keep repeating the process until I got the depth of the water where I wanted it on the board. And then, I took some and basically splashed it up and let it dry, and it looks like the water when something emerges from the water, so it looks like the shark is actually lunging out of the water. I think the waves came out really good. The color came out really good, and it took a while to get the color right because the ocean in the movie is kind of I don't know, like a greenish blue color and not just pure blue. So you can see real close up, there's some mixtures of white and blue and blacks and greens, and it just looks like I tried to make it as close to the ocean as I could. Another thing I'm very proud of, even though I will tell you it is not accurate, was the mask that I made from the orca. In the movie, the orca was sinking at the end, and Brody was on the mast to fight the shark. So it's made of dowel rods. These are some, I forgot, I got these at Lowe's though. We use these at work. Clamps is what they're called, and we use them for hoses and stuff, and I found some at Lowe's just like the ones we use at work, and I used some wires to keep them on, and then I painted the dowel rods, and the little bridge or stand that Brody stands on or sits on is made of real wood, and I glued it all together and then painted it, used hot glue in some areas, and then these are real metal, the little steps. They're made from an old clothes hanger that I didn't need anymore, and I just cut them and bent them into shape, and then glued them inside the mast, and then drilled a hole in the base and stuck the mast in there, hot glued it in, super glued it in, and then put some Mod Podge around it, let it dry, and as you can see, it's not going anywhere, so it's stuck in this position. Then I want to give a quick shout out to a good friend of mine, and I won't say his name, but he's the one that made my 1-to-1 Rick Grimes bust, my 1/6 scale Queen Alien. He does a lot of work for me, or he used to. I don't know if I'll do business with him anymore, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, he made me this kick-ass Brody. He printed it. We found it on the internet. I think it was on CG Trader. He printed it for me and sent it to me, and I painted it. And this is Chief Brody from the end of the film, Roy Scheider, where he's all wet and he's terrified. He's trying to kill the shark. And as you can see, the level of detail I put into it. The eyes are some of the best eyes I've ever painted on a sculpt. I got the water all over his face. Now, you might look at his face and say, oh man, that's just where the sculpt messed up. No, what that is that is resin, that clear resin that I let run on the figure. As you can see, it's on his forehead, it's on his hair. I let it run down, dry, and when it dried like a clear resin. And you can see it tipped off the nose a little bit. It's on his lips. And then the coolest part is if you look on the chin, it dripped off the chin. So what it looks like is he's soaking wet. It looks like the water's running on his face. And it would have been in the end of the film because he was all in the ocean and he climbed this mast to fight the shark and he's soaking wet. And you can see his shirt's all wet, and his jeans look soaking wet. His shoes are as wet as I can get them. I let some of the resin dry on the body arm. Unfortunately, some of it kind of came out of, I don't know, like a bluish black color, but I'm not really worried about that, so I just left it how it is. You can see the hands. I painted them to match the skin tone of the face. it's as film accurate as I can get it. He's got his rifle that he used to blow up the shark. You know, he shot the tank at the end, and then he's got his holster right here, and he's got his gun. It's glued in there because he never used it at the end, so I glued it in there. It's just for there for the scene. The belt is an old Rick Grimes belt gun belt that I didn't need anymore, and I just removed all the pouches from it and made it look more like just a regular sheriff's belt. But yeah, I really like how this came out. It looks really, to me, it represents one of the best scenes of the film. I've seen a lot of people have done Quint and Brody and Hooper and the Orca, but I've never seen anybody do the final scene, the final battle between the shark and Chief Brody. So I thought it'd be really cool. I think it came out really well. It's really big, too. I don't even know if I can get it into scale how big it is, but here it is next. You see it standing next to some of my 1/6 scale in my collection. It's really big. It sits on top of my Detolf because it won't fit inside. I'm really proud of how this one came out, though. So yeah, I got more projects I'll be showing off in the works. Some new stuff I have never tried before that I think came out pretty good. I'm diving, if you will, now into the world of 1/12 scale, which is 6-inch. And I've got a few customs I've been making off of those that I'll show those off. A lot of customs, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff I have not shown off in videos yet, and they're coming. So keep an eye out. I'll be posting those off and on when I can. But your boy's back, and I know it's been a while, and for all my fans out there, I promise to show you some stuff that's going to excite you. I'm open for commissions. If you're interested, hit me up. One of the things that's keeping me, like I said, from doing my videos as of late has been commission work. And I'm not knocking it because I always wanted to do a lot of commissions, but it takes a lot of time, and it's just hard to make videos now. But I will be making a lot more in the future. Some more custom of the life sizes coming. Stay tuned for that. A lot of good stuff coming, guys. Leave me feedback. Let me know what you think. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if I don't talk to you guys before then. Just keep an eye on my channel, and please like and subscribe. Later, guys.